everyone, Brittany Harlow, Verified News Network here. Hope you can hear me okay. I believe that I am streaming audio right now, but it's always hard to tell. So I kind of, and I hate to say, I am feeling like I'm again new to this whole virtual reality experience. If you never tuned in for Metaverse Adventures, essentially I go to different metaverses. Right now we're in Horizon Worlds and I check things out. I talk about news projects that we've been working on. The first few Metaverse Adventures live streams that we did are my first experiences trying out new things. And technically, this is a first time experience for me as well, what I'm going to be doing. But it's also um, more than that because this I am a mission to relax a little bit because things have been really stressed out, and I'm hoping that if I find some relaxing environments, then I'll be able to talk to you about things a little easier. Okay, so here we are. We're not in a world right now. We're just kind of in limbo here. I have not been here in quite a while, so I'm excited. If you're not familiar with who I am, again, Brittany Harlow, Verified News Network. If you're not familiar with Horizon Worlds, it is the metaverse that is owned by Meta, formerly Facebook, and so a lot of people will say, this is the Facebook metaverse, but in reality, it's called Horizon Worlds, and it was and is still being created by Meta, formerly Facebook. So I pulled up a couple places on my phone earlier. I'm gonna check and make sure that we are good with our audio. I don't really have a tech team, much like how this network, our independent news network, started out. I do a lot of things myself, and so if something's not working, I typically just don't know. So I do have my comments up, I think, running. Do I? Here in YouTube, because this is where we're streaming. YouTube. I can just kind of check it out this way too. All right. It looks, I checked myself. I don't know what I'm on my phone. You can't see that because my controllers, I put them down for a second, but I got them back. All right, we got it. Looks like our audio is working. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hook us up into our first metaverse world. And I found it just in a community on Facebook, and I don't know, I screenshotted it. Anyway, sorry about being late, by the way. I know that I announced on our Verified News announced on social media earlier that we'd be streaming at 9, but I was working out and that ran late, and then I came home and my kid wanted to go to sleep. So that's what I did for that 30 minutes. Was trying to convince him that it was bedtime. He's 3, and so that's what pretty much my life is like. Working as a news entrepreneur, trying to stay fit, trying to take care of my family. Very little goes according to plan, but hopefully you can see through our hard work that we do get things done, what we're trying to get things done. Anyway, Mellow Mountains is the first location that I'm going to go to right now to talk about what we've been working on. So we're searching our worlds. I found this again in a Horizon Facebook group. Mellow Mountains. All right, let's go. You ready? we're going. Oh man. Now there's always other people in these worlds. They're not private. So I go around just talking to you guys when I'm streaming, but there's a bunch of people that will just start talking to me. And they won't know that I'm talking to an audience, our YouTube audience here that we're broadcasting to. But it's kind of like riding a horse, I guess. Getting back on the saddle, into the virtual saddle. So I'm here to relax and talk to you about my experiences. And it's pretty peaceful here. So this is an artist who designed the space that's basing it on, I guess, his artwork. I don't want to cross that river. Oh, birds. Very nice. There's a cabin over there to hang out with. Kind of feel like going away from civilization. This is pretty relaxing. Just listening to the meta birds. Pretty cool. So it's been really hard for me to kind of, I have a lot of news projects going on, but I have to follow the funding for news projects, and so that is limiting to, I love doing all of the projects that we do for news, but it's limited by the amount of time I get to designate to each area that I cover here for VNN Oklahoma based on the funding. But I always apply for grants and opportunities for things for news that are really important. Right now we're doing a listening project with Trusting News. We're wrapping up a indie growth project with IndieGraph, and that I've been working on for the last, I don't know, like 6 weeks to 2 months. That has been really important for helping us grow our audience and reach new people. And then, of course, there's our news coverage, which has been divided between local important issues that I feel like aren't being covered enough, whether that be, different areas of Oklahoma government or our society. There's also weather stories that I've been covering and staying in touch with. Obviously, weather is a huge part of the state. But, oh, there's a person over there. Hello. But our biggest news investigations that we do are, one, of course, is April Wilkins, is the biggest one that, we had been working on for the last few months. We did multiple stories about her. In case you're just tuning in, unfamiliar with April Wilkins and her case, she is a woman that has been serving, I think she's now in her 25th year serving a life sentence for killing her abuser, who was the son of a Tulsa millionaire. This case is not publicized at all. We've pretty much done the most news coverage from April's point of view that she's ever received. And so that story we're still working on. We did hit kind of like a road block as far as not having funding, not having, I want to say that we have a lot of audience engagement in regards to April Wilkins' case and coverage of it, but really it's just a kind of a funding issue, as in this coverage is not being really funded by anyone, and also we have other areas of things that are getting funded. And so that's been kind of tricky, but that coverage is going to be ramping up in a couple of weeks when I get another interview that I've been trying to land, which is really great news for her case and criminal justice reform in general. So I'm excited to share that with you sometime next month. But this, man, I am feeling quite relaxed here. It's interesting. The water like slows down and speeds up when you look at it. But the biggest time commitment for me recently, as far as our news coverage, has been this crazy story about a cemetery in Muskogee County, Oklahoma. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about as I'm trying to relax and talk with you and give you a view of some of these metaverse worlds here in Horizon Worlds. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to try to remember how to, I'm going to like it. I'll throw a like up here. I like this place. It's spring thaw at Mellow Mountains. Spring brings a new beginning and new life. I dig it. Take a walk in the woods, find the cottage, follow the hiking path to the outlook spot with the most gorgeous view. Alright, I'm going to leave that to you guys when you come back in here. But right now I'm going to try to find another world that I had looked up. Alright. I want to hang out. Alright. Worlds. Alright, cool. See, I'm like a pro. Just kidding, I'm not a pro. But I'm gonna type in another world here. And I had found a collection of them, again, when I was looking online. I'm gonna tell you more about this cemetery here in a minute. And this is where I feel like, I feel like this is like a really important thing for news coverage, because I feel more comfortable. I was very uncomfortable in the beginning talking and walking around metaverse worlds, but I feel like more comfortable. I can be more open, probably because I'm not, being looked at, and my avatar is. And again, unless I have a mirror up, it's not really me being shown at all. You can see my hands. Those aren't what my hand. Oh, I guess you can see what it looks like. All right. This place that I'm looking for is called Raven's Canyon at twilight. All right, no one's here. Oh, hello. Join the competition. Enter Spring Jam 2022. $100,000 in cash prizes. Whoa. In case you didn't know, we have a place here in Horizon Worlds called the VNC. Maybe we'll stop by there, see how it looks. I miss it. Want to visit more. We're going to be doing a Metaverse Adventures live stream at least once a month, because I really do miss being in this space. I think it's really interesting. And some of the worlds here are just amazing, like so cool, so well created. Only people nearby can hear me. All right, welcome to Raven's Canyon. Catch a fish in the stream. Skinny dip near the falls. That's not gonna happen. Hang out with friends at the cabin and have some ale. Meditate near an energy vortex and enjoy the view. Fly in Raven's Cup. Interesting. All right. Whoa. This is interesting. Oh, that's nice. A nice starry sky. Oh, and a full moon over here. It's a long way down. Ooh, let's go up there. All right. I'm not good at this. I don't remember how to jump. There we go. So if you're just tuning in, I am just walking around, visiting. Oh man, I missed it. Maybe I won't. Wait. This doesn't seem very relaxing. It's pretty cool. Oh gosh. We're going up pretty quick. Alright, cool. Nice rock formation. Nice pretty tree there. I don't know what that is. Oh wow, I bet it's a portal, I guess. I like the wind chimes. Wow, this place is nice. relaxing canyon. Something over there. It's a little creepy. My mind goes a little dark sometimes. What is this? Ah, it is a portal. What is this thing? Oh, a seat maybe? Ooh, hearing some flutes. See, I like that. Just having some stars and having some flutes. I'm gonna take a break from talking about this metaverse world, and that's pretty. Reminds me of New Mexico. I'm gonna go back to those flutes. I like flutes. All right, cool. All right, guys. So, and I feel almost like I need to like find a graveyard somewhere to talk about a graveyard, but I won't. I'll just kind of tune over here and look at the stars, and I actually do feel oddly relaxed. But this investigation into the cemetery has been far from relaxing, and I keep wanting to give up, to be 100% honest. If you are interested in learning the cemetery that I'm talking about, you can search in our app.verifiednews.network. Just search Bass Reeves. So he's one of the people that I believe was buried there. A lot of people believe was buried there. It's a Creek Freedman cemetery, and so it's full of former slaves, and of course, um, slaves that were owned by Creek citizens, Muskogee Creek citizens back in the day. And so this has huge ties to Indian country, of course, Bass Reeves being the most celebrated lawman um, in Indian country. So, um, and of course, this cemetery being predominantly a black cemetery. Again, former slaves that were buried here in Oklahoma, Muskogee County, Oklahoma, and this lawman who many people believe is the inspiration for the Lone Ranger was, of course, also a black man. And so, but there's like 1,000 people buried in this cemetery. And the real story here is how neglected this area has become. This land has not been taken care of since the 1970s. And so I've ventured in there a couple times with hedge clippers, kind of hacked my way through thanks to a gentleman who I ran into down there who helped me get onto the property. But for a lot of people, especially older people who have ancestors there, their deceased relatives, it's impossible for them to get in there. And so I've met with an organization who's trying to preserve it, but they've had a lot of problems locating the property owners. And I've tracked the paper trail, and I've had a lot of help from a lot of people. A private investigator firm has stepped in to help. They are going to be, I'll give you more information about them and kind of what they've helped with when we publish our story next week. And I'm still writing this story because it's been incredibly hard um, to write a story that has such uh, confusing paper trail. And we have contact information for the people who are supposed to be taking care of it, who mail in the taxes for it, but they've ignored all requests to talk about restoring the cemetery and making it so that people can go in there again. um, and so a lot of questions, really big mystery. And then of course, um, as this is all going on for the last 40 plus years, the land has become so overgrown that it's dangerous to go in there. And so that is something that is really keeps pulling at my heartstrings, and I keep wanting to kind of give up because this is a really big deal, and there's not a lot of people in that county that are trying to make things right with that cemetery. I've reached out to county commissioners, I've reached out to other public officials, and it's kind of like, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. But the fact is that there's 1,000 people buried in this cemetery, including a lot of important local leaders that are very important to some people. And it's just something that I can't leave alone. And every time I want to give up on it, um, something else happens. I make another connection, I make another phone call, and they, the person who I'm talking to gets amped up, and they, remind me that this is a really important issue, and that, they get involved and they care about it. And so I've had so many people help me with this investigation, and I'm talking like take hours of their time, their free time, because obviously we get some funding for this kind of coverage, but a lot of it is volunteer work at this time. The more support we get financially, whether that is through our website, verifiednews.network, our Substack, we have a Patreon, we have a million ways for people to help us out and fund more coverage. But a lot of it at this time is just us telling stories that need to be told, whether we get funding for them or not. And so there's been other people that have really helped us along the way, especially relating to this issue. And so that really kind of keeps me going when I want to give up and I feel like, um, it's too much. It's too big of a thing that I'm trying to do is get uh, the word out about this cemetery, get some justice for all these dead people and their relatives. But it's been tough, and I'm gonna keep talking about it as I go into our next world here. But what do you guys think about this one? I like the music. Honestly, I love pipes. All right. So this next place is called Garden Gate Meditation World. Let's find it. To be honest, oh, that's not it. Another button. This button? Yes. I like it. Garden. What did I say? Garden Bridge? Dang, there's a lot of gardens in here. Garden Gate. Ooh. I honestly. That looks nice. Scenic gardens that glow at night. Cool, cool. I've heard a lot about. Oh man, I lost it. Did I lose it? Yeah. Heard a lot about this Flutter creator. I want to say they've created a lot of stuff. Let's go. I do honestly feel relaxed. Cracking my neck here. I got an Oculus set, obviously. It's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy on my neck. Gonna keep up with the comments. It's really hard to do, by the way, with while being virtual reality. Oh, that's not the right thing. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool deal. Huh. Oh, they have meditation every Friday. It's 8 p.m. Central. Recorded meditations are on YouTube. Hey, Mythic Spring. Skitter. All right, we're going to have to go to that because Skitter is awesome. And he's actually helped us. Oh, I feel like I have to be quiet in here. Well. That's cool. Well, it's nice. Mm. Oh yeah, I like this place. Oh, there's a fish in there. Oh, koi fish. But yeah, I'm excited that I got to talk to you guys a little and relax at the same time. And just let you guys know that um, I love being a part of news, especially news that no one else is telling, and serving communities in ways that no one else is serving them. I'm excited for everything we're going on. I kind of, to be honest, now that I'm being like vulnerable and relaxed, that I feel like I'm falling short a lot because I do work really hard on our news investigations, and uh, um, we just don't have. We're a grassroots movement. We don't have like big corporate sponsors. We have local businesses who support us and individuals who support us. But I always just want to be doing so much more coverage, so much more audience building, because what we're doing is so important and it matters to a lot of people. But again, the biggest thing about news entrepreneurship that I've learned is that it is a marathon, not a sprint. Even if I have to, I tell people that all the time, and I just constantly have to remind myself that too. But I do also feel like I don't put out enough news content regularly because, our investigations take a really long time. We can play a meditation. Um, and so these aren't stories. These aren't like the, 24-hour turns that I used to do back when I worked in television news. These are investigations that take hours and hours and hours. And so I'm going to try to update you guys more on the regular with these investigations as they're ongoing, just so that, we're putting out content for you guys to know what's going on. But just know that even when I publish this story next week, it's been about 6 weeks of investigation that this next story is going to be um, the fruit of, I guess you could say. I'm gonna go to one more place and then I'm gonna go. What is that? I think I got messages, but I don't know who's messaging me. I'll check them after. All right, I'm gonna go to Mythic Spring. Relax and hang out. All right, Skitter. He's actually helped us with the VNC, the Verified News Community here in Horizon World. So he is legit, really talented creator here. But sound off in the comments. Send me an email, bharlow@verifiednews.network. I know that I got some notifications here in Horizon Worlds that I didn't answer, but I do answer all of my messages, emails. You get at us, you're talking to me. And I love to hear feedback, good or bad, all the time. Okay. This is nice. Cool. Oh, well. I like it. Oh, nice. Another moon. Thank you. Just what I needed. Just what I needed to end my night. A little water and a little moon. Cool deal. Doesn't like jumping around. Yes, clearly, I need some more practice with all these buttons. I'm gonna say 2. No, I'll resume. Go back to my home button here. That's nice. Gonna go home. I think home is where I. Is this home? Is this the home button? Hey, Skitter. We were just talking about you. Let's go. We'll play some games someday. The VNC. Hey, Brittany H. News. That's me. No one's here. I didn't really expect anyone to be there. One day we are going to have people hanging out here. We're going to have news meetings here. We're going to have people, our journalists gathering to meet with community members and have our, our regular news meetings here. But right now I think only 2 of us have Oculus. So, oh, I'm in the pond. It's all right. I did have some. Hey, cool. Thought I had a couch in there. Whoops. This is our world. Wait a minute. Stuff is missing from my world. That's bizarre. We're supposed to have a news desk in here. Maybe someone stole it. That's what happens when you don't check on your world too often. I also had some flowers around. They are gone. What else I got in here? It's my couch. My other couch. Interesting. It's my computer. I don't think that I have any mirror in here right now. All right, cool. Cool. Okay, how do I get back to... I liked it. Go to my personal space. What does that look like? I hope it's where I started out. So I can say goodbye to you properly. Hey! Well, thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know if I answered a lot of your questions about our cemetery investigation. There's a lot that I'm still working out that I can't actually get too far into. We're still waiting on some documentation. We're still, I will say, kind of one burying the lead at the end that has thrown a kind of a huge wrench in the plans of talking with the property owners of this cemetery. It is private property, is that the property owner actually died in 2013. And so for almost 10 years, the last 10 years, this property does not have an actual owner. And that has been made it, pretty hard to take care of, but that's something that we're working on. Me and a few other organizations are seeing what we can do to finally get some justice for these people that are buried there and to have some respect and some dignity and make it a lot easier for their relatives to come visit them. And we'll tell you all about that coming up next week. Thank you for hanging out with me. I feel so much more relaxed visiting those metaverse worlds here in Horizon Worlds. If you know a place in Horizon Worlds that's like the best place to relax, feel free to drop it in the comments or let me know some other way. And then, of course, let me know what you want us to do in Horizon Worlds next. We're also in a metaverse called Neos. Which is super cool, and we're also building a news environment there. So, with that, I'm gonna find my way. I've been like kind of like spinning around um, as far as my computer. This is, this place honestly pretty relaxing in its own. Not very big, has a lot of screens in here, but if I face the other way, I feel like, got some more meta birds. Sounds good. But thanks, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and try to navigate my way onto my computer so that I can hit our her back screen, but or end screen. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of your time. And like I said, Brittany Harlow, Verified News Network. Get at me through our website, verifiednews.network, or my email, bharlow@verifiednews.network. All right, you guys have a great night. I'll catch you next time on our next live stream.